ओम शांति। यह बाबा की सेवा के लिए नया चैनल चालू किया है। इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, Morning Murli, 11th April. Sweet letter of Babdada for sweet children. Essence, sweet children, throughout the day, your intellects should only have thoughts of doing service. Sweet children, throughout the day, your intellects should have thoughts of doing service. You have to bring benefit to everyone because you are sticks for the blind. Question: what main dharana do you need in order to achieve a high status? What main dharana do you need in order to achieve a high status? Answer: only when you have full control over your physical organs will you receive a high status. When your physical organs are not under your control, your activity is not correct. If there are too many desires and you have the habit of being greedy, you will be deprived of a high status. If you want to receive a high status, follow the mother and father fully. If you want to receive a high status, follow the mother and father fully. Become conquerors of your physical organs. Song: show the path to the blind, dear God. Om Shanti. This song is very good for exhibitions. It is not that you must not play records at the exhibitions. You can explain very well using this song because although everyone is calling out, they don't know where they have to go or who will take them. It is as though devotees have to perform devotion because of the drama and their destiny. Only when devotion ends does the Father come. Only when devotion ends does the Father come. They wander around so much from door to door and hold so many fairs, etc. Expansion continues day by day. Because of their faith, they continue to wander around on pilgrimages. Even though that has been happening for a long time, the government still makes stamp of them. They also make stamps of Sikhs, etc. and celebrate their birthdays. All of that is the pomp of the kingdom of Ravan. That is the pomp of Maya. However, their fairs are also needed. For half a cycle, you have been wandering around in the kingdom of Ravan. Baba has now come to liberate you from the kingdom of Ravan and send you to the kingdom of Rama. The world does not know to whom the praise. The one who is worthy of worship then becomes a worshipper, belongs. At first, they are 16 celestial degrees full and then they lose 2 degrees and so are called semi. They are at first fully worthy of worship and when they lose 2 degrees, they become semi worthy of worship. You know that you are becoming worthy of worship from worshippers. You know that you are becoming worthy of worship from worshippers and you will afterwards become semi worthy of worship again. Now at the end of Iron Age, our parts of being worshippers have ended. Baba has to come to make us worthy of worship. Baba is now making us into the masters of the kingdom. This is a word and that too is a word. But there will be very few people there and there will only be one religion. There is conflict because of numerous religions. Baba has now come to make us worthy. You bring benefit to yourself to the extent that you remember Baba. You bring benefit to yourself to the extent that you remember Baba. Check how much interest you maintain in bring benefit. Check how much interest you maintain in bringing benefit. For example, there are artists who think of painting such as pictures that people can understand accurately from them. They think we are doing service for the unlimited Father. Bharat has to be made into heaven. Bharat has to be made into heaven. Just look how many come to exhibitions. Therefore, such pictures should be made so that anyone can understand that these pictures show the accurate path. Fears, etc., that others hold are nothing compared to this one. It should be in the intellects of the artists who understand this knowledge that they have to make such pictures that they will bring benefit to many. Day and night, your intellect should be engrossed in this. Baba is saying day and night, your intellect should be engrossed in this. Some take a lot of interest in these things. Baba is saying death comes suddenly. Death comes suddenly, and so if you stay in remembrance of shoes, etc., and you die, you will receive a birth as worthless as a shoe. The Father says, here you have to forget everything. Here you have to forget everything, including your body. You also understand who the Father is? Ask anyone, do you know the Father of all souls? Ask anyone, do you know the Father of all souls? And they will say, no. They remember it so much and say, give us this. They also go in front of the goddess and pray. They pray to goddess, and if they receive something from her, they sacrifice themselves to her. Then they also go to Christ, and he too gives blessings. There is so much blind faith. Therefore, you should explain using such songs at exhibitions. This exhibition will go to many villages. The Father is the Lord of the poor, and so they have to be uplifted very well. Out of the many rich ones, only a few will emerge. There are many subjects. Here you have to become deities from human beings. You receive the inheritance from the Father. Firstly, you have to know the Father, that He is the one who is teaching us. Firstly, you have to know the Father, that He is the one who is teaching us. At this time, human beings have stone intellects. You can also see that many come to the centers. They have the faith that He is the Father, teacher and Sadguru, and yet they still don't understand. There is also another song, Take Us Away from This Land of Sin. This song is also good. This is the word of sin. God speaks. This is the devilish community which I am making into divine community. So how can committees of human beings carry out this task? So how can committees of human beings carry out this task? Here everything is connected with the intellect. God says, you are impure. I make you pure for the future. That is into deities. At this time, all are impure. The word impure refers to vice. In the golden age, there was the viceless word, whereas this is the vicious word. They have shown Krishna having 16,108 queens. That too is fixed in the drama. All the scriptures that have been written contain a lot of defamation. They have also said many things about Baba, the one who creates heaven. You now know how elevated Baba is making you. He gives you such good teachings. This company of the truth, means satsang is the true one. The rest are the company of falsehood. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes and makes such ones into the masters of the world. The Father explains, you children now have to become sticks for the blind. How could anyone who cannot see be a stick for others? This knowledge is never destroyed. And once you say mother and father, you will receive one status or another. However, it is number wise. This can be known from your behavior. Nevertheless, you are told to make effort. You should not be content with whatever you receive. You should not be content with whatever you receive. By making effort, you can attain an elevated reward. Without making effort, you cannot even receive water. This is known as the field of action. Humans cannot stay without performing any actions. The term renunciation of action means karam sannyas is wrong. Many use force. They learn to walk on water or over fire. But what benefit do they gain from that? They waste their lives for nothing. Devotion is performed to become free from the sorrow of Ravan, to become free and then return home. This is why everyone remembers that we go to the land of liberation and to the land of happiness. Both have become the past. Bharat was the land of happiness, but it is now hell. Therefore, people are called residents of hell. You yourself say, so and so has become a resident of heaven. Acha, but you are still in hell. Against heaven is hell. The other is the land of peace. Important people don't even understand this much. They prove themselves to be in hell. You have to prove this to them with great tact. Prove this to them with great tact. This exhibition will do a lot of work. At this time, human beings commit so much sin. This does not happen in the golden age. There it is the reward, and we are going there once again. You say that you have become the masters of the world many times and are now becoming that once again. No one else in the world knows this. Among you also, only some understand. No one can be freed from this play. It is only when human beings are unhappy that they want eternal liberation. Baba says, make effort well. Follow the mother and father and claim a good status. Reform your behavior. Only the Father shows the path, and so why don't you follow it? Baba is saying, reform your behavior. Only the Father shows the path, so why do you not follow it? You must not have so many desires. Only eat what you receive from the yajna. If there is greed, if your physical organs are not under your control, you would not be able to claim a high status. You should play such songs at the exhibition and explain them. You are the family of Shiv Baba. There is no one higher than Shiv Baba. All the rest have someone higher than them. In 84 births, you have 84 fathers and 84 grandfathers. So Shiv Baba is the creator, and he is now creating a new creation. That is, he is making the old new. You know that you are becoming beautiful from ugly. In heaven, Shri Krishna is number one, and he also has to take birth at the end. He is now going to become number one again. Shri Krishna has taken the full 84 birth, all of those of the Sun dynasty, the divine community have taken the full 84 births. All of those of the Sun dynasty, the divine community has taken the full 84 births. The father says, I enter the final body of Shri Krishna, the one who was number one, and make him into Shri Krishna once again. Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and we spiritual children says Namaste, good morning to our sweetest spiritual father. Essence for Dharana, you must not have any perishable desires. You must not have any perishable desires. Bring benefit to yourself and others. You have to forget everything including your body and return home. You have to forget everything including your body and return home. Therefore, check that your intellect is not trapped anywhere. Check it. Today's blessing, feel Baba's hand on your head and take blessing. May you make natural attention your nature and become an embodiment of remembrance. May you make natural attention your nature and become an embodiment of remembrance. Baba is saying soldiers in an army must never be careless. They must always pay attention and remain alert. You are also the Pandav army, so let there not be the slightest carelessness. You are also the Pandav army, so let there not be the slightest carelessness. Let attention become your natural method. Some have tension while paying attention. Some have tension while paying attention, but a life of tension cannot continue all the time. Therefore, make paying natural attention your nature, and your habit of forgetfulness will finish. Your habit of forgetfulness will finish. Slogan: be your own teacher and all weaknesses will automatically finish. Be your own teacher and all weaknesses will automatically finish. Om Shanti. Now invaluable elevated versions of Mateshwari Ji. First, remembrance is connected with the knowledge. For without knowledge, there cannot be accurate remembrance. Remembrance is connected with knowledge. For without knowledge, there cannot be accurate remembrance. Which main points should people first of all keep in their intellects in order to have a happy life? In order to have a happy life, which main point should people first of all keep in their intellects? Mama is saying, first of all, you have to understand the main thing. We have to have remembrance in every breath of God, the Father whose children we are. We have to try to practice this fully. In every breath means the intellect is constantly connected in yoga, and this is called constant yoga, the chant of unbroken remembrance. This is not remembrance that you speak with your lips, nor do we have to keep an ideal in front of us and meditate on that. No. We have to have this remembrance with our intellect's yoga. We will be able to constantly have that remembrance when we have God's full introduction. Only then will we be able to focus on Him fully. However, God clearly says in the Gita, I cannot be found by dhyan or through chanting. Nor do you have to keep my image in front of you and focus on that, but you have to attain God by having knowledge and yoga. But you have to attain God by having knowledge and yoga. This is why you first of all need knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot have constant remembrance. Remembrance is connected with knowledge. Now, with knowledge, you can imagine with your mind, or you can sit and have a glimpse. If you have knowledge beforehand, you cannot have proper yoga and dhyan. Baba is saying, if you have knowledge beforehand, you can have proper yoga and dhyan. Therefore, God says, who am I? Who am I? How can you have yoga with me? You need knowledge for this. You need knowledge for this. For knowledge, you must first of all have company. You now have to keep all of these points of knowledge in your intellects, for only then will you be able to have good yoga. Second point, how will the word begin? How will the word begin? People ask how God created the word. Which human being did he create first? So we have to understand his name and form. For this you have to explain that God created the word through the body of Brahma. The first person he created was Brahma. So if God created the word, he must definitely have played his own part in that word. How did God play his part? How did God play his part? So first of all, God created the word. He also first of all created Brahma in that. So this means the Brahma soul became pure first. Then he became Shri Krishna. Through that body of Brahma, he established the word of deities. He inspired the creation of the deity word through the body of Brahma. And so Adi Pita, first father of the deities, is Brahma. Brahma becomes Shri Krishna, and then the same Shri Krishna becomes Brahma in his last birth. The word continues systematically in this way. The same soul finishes his part of happiness and plays a part of sorrow. So he passes through the Rajo and Tamo stages and becomes a Brahman from a Shudra. So we are the clan of Brahma, and so the clan of Shiva, the true Brahmans. We are the clan of Brahma, and so the clan of Shiva, the true Brahmans. The clan of Brahma is of those who receive imperishable knowledge through Brahma and become pure. Third point, the real meaning of the word Om. Mama is telling the real meaning of the word Om. When we say the words Om Shanti, we first of all have to understand fully the meaning of Om. When you ask someone what are the meaning of Om, he would give a very long and complicated meaning. They relate the meaning of Om as the Omkar very loudly. They relate the meaning of Om as the Omkar very loudly, and then they create a hug scripture based on Om. However, the meaning of Om is not long and complicated. God has explained us a very simple and easy meaning of Om. Om means I am a soul, and my original religion is being an embodiment of peace. We now have to be stable in the meaning of Om. So, the meaning of Om is I, a soul, am a child of God. So, the meaning of Om is I, a soul, am a child of God. The main thing is to be stable in the meaning of Om. There is no need to chant Om. You have to move along with this faith in your intellects. So be stable in the meaning of Om. Although those people explain their meaning of Om, they don't remain stable in that form. Although those people explain their meaning of Om, but they don't remain stable in that form. We know the meaning of Om, and this is why we are able to stable in that form. We also know that God is the seed form, and we now receive all the knowledge of how this tree is created. We also know that God is the seed form, and we now receive all the knowledge of how this tree is created. Acha, Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.